Gen Z has Gen X envy. Did you know that? They want to have a childhood like you had. They want to have the crazy parties that you had when their parents weren't home, because now parents are really in control of everything. Yeah, but when they hear the stories of their mom and dad, they're very jealous because they want that. So every generation, from baby boomer, traditionalists, Gen Z, we all have stories to tell. And we all honor our own stories, right? We kind of think back, it's kind of nostalgia. But the reality of it is, especially when we're creating and growing an association, when we're growing a group of diverse people with diverse generations, we have to leave our stories behind. And we have to create together a new story. So, change is here, and the generations are here. So the world has changed, and guess what? So have the people. And what I want you to do is I want you to begin to kind of put aside your biases, put aside your predetermined ideas about a generation. Raise the energy every day. Make people know how much you love it. Help people love coming to work. Have your customers love you. It's all a part of growth today. We are working with people from every generation. We are selling to customers from every generation. The brand will keep growing. Your growth has been tremendous.
So I went to this incredible session, Karen McCullough. It was a keynote at Femme Summit, and it just really hit me. Her message was, it's not personal, it's generational. And she delivered it in this really light, fun, playful, but ultimately rooted in honoring the generation.
But I love millennials because they changed. For me as a speaker, they brought me a ton of work. I have to be honest with you. Gen X, nobody cared. I'm so sorry, but really people did not want to hear. But when millennials came on the scene, Gen X, and then the baby boomers, we sandwiched you in between two of the most self-absorbed generations out there. Oh, sorry. So Gen X, you came on the scene and you actually were the group that ended my business. I don't want to, but if I had to blame somebody, I would blame you. Because you brought in what? Casual dress. Women stopped ironing because of you. Now we're starting to wear, I call my Gen Xers, backpacks and hoodies. I mean, that's really what we saw, backpacks and beards, hoodies. Things were changing at work. Then millennials came on the scene, taking the pictures of their food, taking selfies everywhere, saying, hey, I want to show the world who I am. And all of a sudden, this authenticity came on the scene. So now we're being more authentic, and we're showing the world who we are. And authenticity, sometimes in professionalism, sometimes they don't go. Do you know what I'm talking about? Because this is who I am, but not for this job. And now we have Gen Z. Gen Z is different. But the verdict is out with this generation. And I say, watch them, listen, learn from them. But the verdict is out. So anyway, millennials, you brought purpose into the workplace. If you think about most of the things that we talk about right now, if you look at corporate websites, take a bow, because it's up to you. You are the ones that brought this to the workplace. You brought thought, purpose, ideas, and you brought this into the workplace, and you changed the world of work. You changed the world of work. You're independent, but you're a team player. I've never just seen a millennial. I see 20 at a time. Did anybody else notice that they work in a pack and they walk around in a pack, and they're extremely social and they love their friends? Now, Gen X, do you have any friends? I'm sure you do, right? A few? Well, think about millennials and baby boomers. We have friends, we just don't remember them. I think it's the most exciting time we've been in, because we're having to show up as people. We're having to show up as human, and we're connecting with others in a human way. So I ask, what do we need? What does the future of work look like? What will we need in order to succeed in this next new idea of AI? Digital tools and technology skills, number one. Number two, comfort with analysis and data. I don't know about you, but AI can sure make those charts and graphs, and there's a lot of data coming out. Business and people management skills. First, it was just business management. Notice we've got people management skills in here. You're going to have to become adept at understanding people and managing. And of course, we've got to have design, creativity, and innovation. But the last one is interesting. When I started speaking in Houston, I was booked by all the oil companies, and I couldn't use the F word. I could never use the F word. And now with emotional intelligence, I can say feelings all day and all night. They've got to believe that you believe in them. They've got to believe that you care about them. And how do we grow trust? What is it all about? It's number one, it's about clear communications, clear and honest communications. One of the things that I have learned when working with young people is I have to not assume they understand how to do things. I have to show them. Clear communication means make sure that they understand what we're asking. We could waste a lot of time and a lot of money if people are going in a direction that you did not intend because they didn't understand you. Ownership and responsibility. This is one that not only is about you, but you have to start looking at your team. Are they owning? Are they responsible? Sometimes we find some of our team members hiding in the corner, so to speak. They're there, but they're not really taking on that responsibility. As leaders, you've got to begin to identify this. You've got to help people, because when we have a member of the team that is not responsible, what does that do to the rest of the team? Right? So as leaders, we've got to begin, and this goes for millennials, because millennials, I know you, and a lot of you have great hearts, and you have a lot of empathy, and you don't want to really rock the boat. You know, I've worked this hard to get the team going. I really don't want to give them some negative feedback. Does anybody remember, like, the paper napkin business? Oh, those darn millennials. The beer business, you ruined the beer. You ruined the wedding. No matter what business was that was going under, those darn millennials did it. And then all of a sudden, you changed the workplace. All of a sudden, we started hearing the word purpose. We started hearing about toxic cultures. And I attribute most of the changes that have gone on in the workplace to millennials. You've got to be open to learning. If people think that you're just done, so quit saying when you're going to retire. Nobody cares. The more you talk about it, the more they're saying, why not go right now? And then 2008 came. I don't know if some of you in here are too young to hear of the Great Recession, but the Great Recession came. I got a call with Sun Microsystems on Thanksgiving of 2008. They had booked 15 events on branding for 2009. And she called and canceled and said the world is falling apart. Not only did Sun Microsystems cancel, but everybody canceled. And I was looking at an empty calendar. There was a young African-American girl in our community in Houston named Crystal Washington. She was kind of a big deal on Twitter. I didn't even know what Twitter was. But everybody said, you need to talk to her. And I thought, well, what else could I do with my year off? I'll learn social media. So I gave Crystal Washington a call, and we met. And I was laughing because she could have been my daughter. Well, not exactly, but maybe she could have been my daughter. We were so opposite. And we started talking, and she said, well, I'll teach you social media if you'll teach me how to be a speaker. I said, deal. We made a deal back then, and we started a company called Social Tunities. We were teaching associations and businesses in Houston the opportunities of social media. I knew nothing, but I could translate for her. She would speak. The audience was full of baby boomers. Nobody knew what she was talking about. And I would say, okay, what she said was, and we began to grow a comedy team teaching people about social media. Man, it took off. 2009, 2010 were my best years ever. But just like a millennial, when we were at our highest point, she came to me and she said, I'm done. I'm moving on. She said, I love you. I've learned so much from you, and I'm going off on my own. I would have stayed forever because I'm a baby boomer. I would have stayed there, but she left me and she went on. Today, she's an international speaker. She just came back from Brussels. She speaks all over the world on the future of technology. Why am I telling you this story? I'm telling you this story because I was at a point in my life where I had nothing. And I thought about connecting with someone totally different from me, a different generation, a different race, totally different beliefs, a different perspective on everything. And she taught me and opened my eyes to a new way. And our business grew. So here's the thing when you're hiring. If you hire people and you hang out with people just like you, you're going to learn what you already know. Cast your wide net. Bring people into your fold that are different from you. Be curious and not judgmental. Hey guys, I love you. I'm Karen McCullough. Have a great rest of your conference. Take care. Take care, you guys. Oh, thank you.